Hi, this is Ariel with Homeschool Together, and in this next video of our Zero to Homeschool series, we're going to talk about what does a typical day look like for a homeschooler. You may be used to dropping your child off in the morning at the bus stop and seeing them 8 hours later as they get off the bus from public school and they go up and they do their homework and things. Well, what do we do with a whole day? Now that you have your kids home, how do we fill up our days as homeschoolers? Unfortunately, there isn't any typical day because every family is different and every family schools differently and has different routines. But even within same family, there isn't really a typical day because every day can be different, right? Tuesdays you might have co-op day, and Thursdays your daughter has competitive dance class, and Fridays you always go on field trips. So each day can look differently. The important thing is to make sure that you establish weekly routines that work well for your family. But I will tell you that there are some commonalities among homeschool families, and you can take these blocks and think about them and maybe see how they might work for your family and your specific routine. So one of the first things a lot of homeschoolers will do is morning time. So this may be just after breakfast, this may be a morning basket, something that they do with the whole family. There's some sort of morning time. And then a lot of folks will go ahead and get outside. So they're going to have a nature break, either that's in the morning or in the afternoon, maybe depending on their area of the country that they're in or the time of year. They're usually going to try to get their kids outside for some amount of time each day. Then there's going to be an educational block, whether this is a single or multiple blocks throughout the day. Some of these are going to be all your kids together, or that one-on-one time that you need to give with this child on math and this other child here on reading. So really think about what your educational blocks need to be based on the needs of your children. And then there's enrichment or social time, right? That dreaded socialization. We homeschoolers end up being so overscheduled with all of our extra enrichment activities that sometimes it's hard to get in our actual schooling. Secret. And then there's some free play time. This is one of the great advantages of homeschool that students don't get with public school. They don't come home with hours of homework. There's a lot of free time for kids to enjoy and explore their interests, so make sure that your routine schedules in that free time. So while this can vary by day, it can also vary by time of year. Some families are going to be outdoor heavy all summer, and other families are going to be outdoor heavy in certain seasons. Maybe you show animals in 4-H, or you have some other seasonal responsibilities, maybe sports or other activities. So definitely make sure that whatever routines you plan, they're adaptable, and know that they can change by season. You don't have to lock yourself into, this is what we're going to do every day and it's going to be exactly the same, because that's just not how it typically is for most homeschoolers. So make a routine that works for you and be really cautious of overscheduling or tight scheduling yourself. You really want to set yourself up for success. You don't want to burn your kids out by running them from here to there and burn yourself out, frankly. You want to make sure that you keep something that is relaxed, repeatable, day after day or week after week. So really understand that homeschooling also takes a lot less time than public school. And this is something that we always kind of joke about, like, why do they need to keep them for 7 hours? Because we can do all of this in 1 or 2. And that's something that you just need to get comfortable with. I know that can feel a little bit odd at first. You might finish a math lesson in 30 minutes and say, this is all the math we're doing for today. And then another reading lesson in another 30 minutes and go, what do I do with the rest of my time? But this is a really typical feeling for new homeschoolers. So one of the things that we've done to help people get a little bit more comfortable with this, we did a couple series on our podcast of Am I Doing Enough? Which is the question that we all as new homeschoolers ask ourselves. And we looked at the breakdown of a kindergarten, first grade, and second grade classroom day in public school by every 5 or 10 minute increments about what they did through their day, and then compared it to what we did as homeschoolers. And it was really informative. So I encourage you, if you're having this question of, am I doing enough? Is my day long enough? Really listen to those episodes. They're down in the show notes. They really will open your eyes to what you can accomplish in a fraction of the time in homeschool. I hope this was helpful to you to get an idea of maybe how to schedule your day and how to make a workable routine for your family. Stay tuned. We've got one more video coming up in our Zero to Homeschool series.